Libitina began to wear a spine-rattling smile. "Don't we all? I think you'd know, too," she said shyly. Yuri's expression switched to pure panic, and she ran, tearing up. I looked back and Libitina was just as shocked as I am. Tell her I'm sorry," she said, as she began to walk away. "Hey, wait, what the hell was that?" I demanded. "I'm afraid I have no clue. If I struck a nerve, then it was an accident. Besides, I might not be the person she wants to see," Libitina said. She rounded the corner and was gone before I could stop her. I continued to the roof, hoping Yuri was there, or along the way. On the final staircase, I heard breathing that sounded like hissing. I crept onto the tips of my toes and walked on my way underneath the stairs. The sight before me. My thoughts became words without my consciousness' permission. Jesus. Fucking hell, I droned. Yuri turned to face me, startled. I tripped backwards with a grunt. Yuri looked like a deer in headlights, the blue wave-patterned knife in her hands, the blood soaking her arm, the tears flecking her face, the manic smile adorning her face that gave Libitina's a run for her money. Yuri sat on her knees, with her sleeves up, and a dozen tiny cuts, with only 2 of them being deep enough for concern. Her smile broke into a blank stare. "Yuri," I said calmly. She swallowed nervously and began shaking. "What?" she asked. "What is happening? Why?" My words began to fail me. She began to sob. "Do you hate me?" she asked, hysterically waving the knife. I didn't. I was just confused. I was scared. "No," I answered. "Please," I begged, "give me the knife." The knife trembled in her hand as she stared at it. A moment passed, but she gave it to me. I shut it and put it in my back pocket. A million things ran through my head. I cut myself on this knife. Yuri said the knife could cut skin like paper. She knew that. She hurried her sleeves down when I walked back in after being gone only a minute. Her very strangely timid clumsiness and redness, her raccoon poem. Never seeing her bare arms? That's not fair. I've never seen Natsuki's or Monika's bare arms. All these thoughts clicked together like a complex puzzle. I knew that if I asked one question, then all of them would jam up in my throat, and I would break down. I offered my hand. "Let's go up to the roof," I offered. She pulled her sleeves down and took my hand in confusion. I led her to the roof, where we were all alone. "I hate putting the burden of conversation on you, but you're going to have to explain this to me, because I'm really not getting this," I said. Yuri nodded. "Where do I begin?" she asked, sounding exhausted, like she couldn't take any more strain. "This is what Libitina meant?" "Why are you doing this?" I asked. She sighed. "I'm not depressed, if that's what you think. I've actually never felt better. I get so excited that I need a way to satisfy it. My excitement, that is," Yuri explained. "So, your emotions bubble over the top and this is like releasing it? You sedate your emotions on a dose of adrenaline?" I concluded. Or maybe I asked. I don't know. Yuri stared at me, wide-eyed. "Yes," she said, starstruck. "I have one more question," I said. Yuri nodded shyly. "What nerve did Libitina touch to evoke that reaction from you?" I asked. Yuri's brow furrowed. "She knows, doesn't she?" Yuri growled. "Actually, Libitina is the kind of person who assumes everyone has at least one strange habit," I lied. I didn't want to put Yuri and Libitina at each other's throats. Libitina was pure trouble. That is my reason for mediating for her. You being a writer and all, she probably meant that, I said. She wanted to apologize, but she's probably the last person you want to see, I said. Yuri was silent for about all of 5 minutes. I want to hurt her. A lot, Yuri complained. You wouldn't, I dared. What makes you so sure? She asked. Having the means, you would have done it if you really felt that way, I explained. Yuri didn't respond. We sat against the wall, shoulder to shoulder, and watched the sky roll by. Sayori's text came and told us it was time to return for the second showcase. There was just one last thing. Yuri, I beckoned. I know this will be difficult, but I want to help you get over this. I swear I will help you, I vowed. Yuri stared at me. Because I froze. Why? Any normal person would declare Yuri a lost cause. She got me an amazing book to introduce me to the club. She made me tea. She fought to secure a weekend alone with me. We nearly kissed on my front porch. Yuri, I love you, I confessed. The whole world went still. Yuri's eyes pierced my body. They were wide with shock, perfect circles crying with what I hoped was glee. If I didn't follow this through to the end now, I wouldn't have the courage to do it ever. I grabbed her hand and yanked her to her feet, kissing her before she could protest. For a split second, she wiggled in my arms, but ultimately, she squeezed me in her arms. She rose to her full height, forcing me to crane my neck and get on my tiptoes to maintain this moment. Her lips were incredibly soft. Her tongue. Everything about this was utterly perfect. After what felt like hours, we retracted from each other. Yuri wore such an interesting expression, and I wondered if I was making the same one.